Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor, a Virgin Galactic special for you right now. Virgin Galactic just handed its own investors a gut punch. The stock crashed 30 to 40% yesterday, not because a rocket failed, not at all. Not because a flight was cancelled, not because the business fell apart. It crashed because management did something they have done several times before. Something that quietly takes value away from the people who believed in this company in the first place. And if you own Virgin Galactic SPCE right now, or you were thinking about buying Virgin Galactic, think about this for a moment. That incredible run we had this week, you need to hear every word of what I'm about to tell you, because what happened today, or yesterday and today, in fact, is not just a Virgin Galactic story. It is a pattern. It is a warning. And by the end of this live event, I'm going to show you exactly what question every single Virgin Galactic SPCE investor needs to answer before they decide what to do next. So stay with me. This is a big event. You don't want to miss this. Get ready. I need everyone to tap the like button. You know what's coming back. You know what's coming up. If you're watching later, skip through this part. It's a big event, this one, Virgin Galactic. And then we've got our Discord event on the hour at 10 a.m. Central Time every day for our pro members, live trading. Get ready. I will be onboarding everybody. And also in the last event, I forgot to mention about the bank. I did forget. So if anybody wants that, remind me. I didn't get round to doing it. So it's showtime, everybody. Let's get ready. Tap the like button. Share this out. It's a Virgin Galactic special right after this. If you're watching later, skip through. Go and get a cup of tea. Get ready. Here we go. Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for a Virgin Galactic special. Have you all tapped the like button? We certainly have. It's wonderful to have you here. It's going to be a very exciting fuel charged one, rocket fuel charge event. This one, Virgin Galactic, I've been covering this and been talking about Virgin Galactic now for 5 years. It was what we built the channel on, and I've been on Bloomberg TV twice. I've done I've spoken to Virgin Galactic personally with video call several times, and Zach Zeit, one of our members here, a whale investor, has been there. He's touched Eve, and he's been to the Spaceport America. And I personally want to fly. I've got the Virgin Galactic song that I've written myself. That's done pretty well. If you've not yet seen it, I'll drop it in the chat for you right now. But today we got some sad news on Virgin Galactic. We've got a little bit of disappointing news. And it's kind of disappointing because I knew it was going to happen exactly when I knew it was going to happen. And sadly, most of you could have doubled your position rather than donating it to the management, which is exactly what you did by doing nothing. We told you exactly what was going to happen, exactly when it did. We showed you around the $9 mark. This is what the management would do. So if you're new here, you'll understand this channel is about being live, unedited, unscripted as it happens. And we're just here to help and support, not hype. The real story, the real facts, directly from the sources, and let's get straight into it. This is the real story, and today the real story is one of the most dramatic single-day collapses we have seen from a headline space company in years. Let us set the scene. Just days ago, Virgin Galactic was the darling of the trading world. The stock had surged more than 200% in roughly 1 week. All of that, by the way, was because of SpaceX, SPCX. People were confusing it. And boy, did the management take advantage of it. Unnecessarily, as they've done before. As I've said, unnecessarily before, they did it again. To pay themselves lots of money. Many of you will go, well, it's great because now there's more chance of success and yada, yada, yada. They told us there was enough money to get the job done. They're just paying themselves too much. We know because we had a petition which changed policy. They're still doing it. 200%. Think about that, folks. If you'd have taken your profit and repositioned, you could have more than doubled your position. And we gave you the numbers to show you how to do it. People say just buy and hold and all that nonsense. It's utter nonsense. It's not how the market works. It's not what Virgin Galactic did. It's not what Warren Buffett does. It's not what I do. It's not what it's not what Wall Street does. Don't collect stock, make businesses, make money. The space sector was buzzing. Speculation around the potential SpaceX IPO was lighting up investor sentiment across the entire globe. Short sellers were getting squeezed. We talked about it. We predicted it. We told you it would be a short squeeze, and it was. I've been telling you this for years. This was going to happen. Momentum traders were piling in, the kind of vertical move that makes people feel invincible. Oh, yes, it did. And we gave you a special 2 days ago. Go and check it out on the channel, past live streams. You see everything, all the numbers. We gave it to you live. The kind of moves that makes investors feel they missed it. FOMO, scramble to get in before it goes even higher. And then, boom. It happened. Virgin Galactic, trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol SPCE, fell somewhere between 30 and 40% in a single session. It didn't need to have happened. It was completely avoidable. The management have done it before. Just at the opportune time, they basically take the money from you, the investors, and water your position down to pay for them to live in the desert and have a bloody great time. Now, I know what people really think, not what small retail investors think, the whales. I've got 5 numbers in my phone that makes up the majority of the retail investors that today, if we decided we could buy this entire company, they are furious. It was not necessary. It did not need to happen. But Virgin Galactic took the money. You're now going to get diluted and it's going to go down again. Now, of course, there's a time when dilution is good. If you dilute the stock, take money from the shareholders to build out the business, yes. But when you're told it doesn't need to happen, and it happens anyway, it's just the same story that has happened for 15 years. Greed and awful. And remember I told you when I spoke to Eric Kearney, all he was interested in was focusing on GameStop. He used to work there. He was at the marketing department. Roaring Kitty pumped GameStop. That's what I think he wanted from me. And I will not do it. I'm here for you. I'm not here to let's make some money out of this. Not interested. And I got very angry about it. Well, do you feel angry now? Well, I'm going to give you a poll right now, which will trend on Google. This is the poll. Here it is. Let me give this to you now. In the chat, this will trend on Google. Are you angry? Was it necessary? There's the poll. I've dropped it in the chat twice. So let me refresh the screen. 0 votes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How have you voted since the beginning of this event started? 105 votes. Yes, you are angry. 65%. Not even close. Real investors are furious. Those that collect the stock, don't understand how the stock works, don't want to take profit and just give it all away to the management. That's up to you. But real investors felt it was completely unnecessary. 105 votes so far, 65% are angry. And I'll explain why. Because the momentum was there. SpaceX is around the corner. It's why I described this on the thumbnail, weak management. They are. They won't come on camera. They won't face you. In fact, that's why they invited a Facebook influencer with half a dozen bloody followers rather than me. And I had 95% of the retail investors. And I was number one for 2 years with Virgin Galactic. We're number one again with 115,000. I don't get invited there because I will not go along with the script. You can't buy me. You can't sponsor me. You can't do nothing. I want to ask you what the real investors want to ask. They don't like that. So we formed a consortium and we represent 95% of the retail investors. And at any moment we can take this to 0 or we can take it to $100. But nobody wants to buy it again now. We don't trust the management. I've said I can't buy it until the management go out. The management leave, I'd buy it. I'd put $1 million on it today. It would go straight up. But I can't because now we're going to get devalued again. And once that happens, of course, we're going to go down to 50 cents, 80 cents. It's going to be worthless. But as long as they pay themselves lots of money to do the job, who cares? We care. One of the biggest single day drops in the company's entire history. Wiped out. Millions of dollars in seconds, wiped out, evaporated. So what actually happened? What was the trigger? The company announced that it intends to redeem debt by issuing new shares. Boom, everybody out. Didn't need to do it. They had enough money, but they've got no bloody backbone. That now gives them more money to spend, take longer, more delays. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You should be furious. I mean, literally, we predicted it. We said it was going to happen, and it happened exactly as we said. Let me say that again plainly. Virgin Galactic told the market it plans to pay off what it owes, not with cash, but with the new shares of stock. So basically, everybody who bought, catching the hype of SpaceX a week before it even IPOs, it could have gone up to 20, 30 bucks, and then we could have taken some profit. Everybody would have been in the money. Everybody would have been up. No, they did it when it went up a tiny little bit, 200%. But if you look at it, we're 98% down from where we started on the SPAC. And remember, SPACs are the worst thing ever. 99% of SPACs go bust. We've already got a bad track record. All you had to do was show some bloody backbone, let it run up a little bit. It would have gone to 30, 40 bucks, trim a little bit if you wanted to. But no, they did it when it was hardly up at all. In fact, we're still 98% down. Don't believe me? Look at the chart. Look at where we are now. From the SPAC position, 98% down. Not from the top. Not from the top. From the $10. It is bloody awful. It couldn't be worse. Now, you might go, hang on, $10? That's 50% down. Not 98. No, because they've reverse split several times. I bought it at the top at $70. We're not $70 anymore, folks. We are 920. And when they do the dilution, that number there will not be 920. It could be 9,000. You'll be worth pennies. The shares you'll have will be worth nothing. Richard Branson rides off with the money. All the seed investors ride off with your money. Chamath rode off with your money years ago. Terrible. I can hear something outside. Something's going on outside my house. Something's going on outside my house right now. Anyway. Oh, is it the pest guy? Is it? He's turning on the hose, is he? Is that what he's doing? Sounds like it. Anyway, that's pretty wild. Anyway, let's carry on. So, it didn't need to have happened. It happened. Let me see how you're voting right now. 65%. 105 votes. Let's have a look. 105 votes is now 106 votes. 65%. Could everyone vote, please? Let me give you the vote. It's a very low number. But then there's only 218 watching, right? So it's about right. It'd be great to get everyone's opinion. There's the vote there. Anyway, now if you are here sitting there thinking, wait, that sounds like they are printing their own currency. Yeah, they're the Fed basically, and using it to pay their bills. You're not far off. Now, understandably, you're an investor. You own the business. It's your bills. It's your bills, your profit. Makes sense. But did it need to have happened? No, it didn't need to have happened the last time because the stock was going to do well. It was going to start gaining some momentum. Now it's destroyed again. Now people don't trust it. And the biggest whales in the world that I speak to are going, I ain't touching it. There's no way. I took my money at 9. I knew they were going to do it. You knew they were going to do it. I knew they were going to do it. I sold, I got out, I made money. All my investors did. Those that held, that just believe in collecting money, collecting shares, well, you've just lost 50%. You could have doubled your position. It was inevitable. And when it has the split, you're going to be worth pennies. You could have owned 10 times as much, but you didn't. And here we are. And that is exactly why the market reacted the way it did. Here is the mechanics of what dilution actually means for you as a shareholder. So you understand what it actually means as a shareholder. And I want to be very clear on this because a lot of the coverage gets glossed over in detail when a company issues new shares. Oh yeah, Michael Cole Glazier will sit there and say, oh, we've just done this. And that's it, moves on. And then, what happened? Hey, what happened? And then he goes to his lavish party and he has a nice time sitting in the desert flying rockets. You're left at home with nothing. When they issue new shares, the total number of shares in existence goes up. So when they issue shares, the number of shares in existence goes up. Your shares still exist. Nothing's changed for you. Nobody took them from your account. But imagine you own one slice of a pizza that was cut into 10 pieces. Now the company cuts that same pizza into 15 pieces. Your slice did not get smaller in your hand, but it is now worth less of the total pizza. That makes sense? It's worth less of the total pizza. The future growth is gone. You can't make any money. Unless the money they used can grow the business even more. They said they were done. They were about to fly. They didn't need to do it. They took money for themselves. Now, they can be live on my show. They can call in and explain, but they won't. Of course they won't. They won't. Your piece of the company, your claim on future profits, your voting weight, all of it shrinks relative to the whole. And in Virgin Galactic's case, those new shares are not going to you. They are going to debt holders. The people the company owes money to. You get nothing. So effectively, shareholder equity, your equity, is being transferred to creditors. Do you really understand it now? Do you not feel upset yet? This is why I got so upset when I interviewed Virgin Galactic. I knew this was the style of the company. Why I ask and demand management change. And I can tell you now, the people with the power and the money, and I've got 5 of them in my phone, all want the management out, and they want it out now. Then I can buy. Then we can all buy. When the greed goes and we're left with the product and services, then we have something. But this is ridiculous. That is what the market heard. That's what it acted on. That is what caused the crash. Now, how much dilution are we actually talking about? They've not told us. They won't tell us. They'll just surprise you. So we're going to get dilution, but you don't know how much. What the hell? Am I supposed to hold the shares again? Reports vary because the final number depends on what price the stock is valued at when the calculation is completed. Well, of course, the bloody stock's gone right back down again. But current estimates put the immediate dilution from this debt redemption announcement at around 2%. Doesn't sound much, does it? It's a lot. Other analysis suggests the broader share issuance connected to the debt retirement could represent roughly 6.5%. So it varies widely. You don't know. You're going to get what you're given. Anyway, 2% sounds small. 6.5% is harder to brush off. But here is what neither number actually captures. It is not about the percentage. It's about the history. We've done this before. They'll do it again. It is about what SPCE investors have lived through over the years. Years and years and years of getting nothing. You could have doubled, tripled your money now by owning the S&P. So even if it makes the money that you one day think it will, and I believe it could do with a better management, you're back where you were in the S&P. What the hell was the point? The point was Richard Branson and a few people who worked there became billionaires. They had a great time. Wonderful life in the desert building rockets. You got nothing. This company has diluted shareholders before multiple times. And when you've experienced that cycle, when you have watched your stack get quietly reduced again and again and again, while management explains why it's actually good for the company, never did any good before, did it? Your tolerance for it collapses. The trust erodes. Now the real money is out. It wants nothing to do with it. Now what we've got is speculative gamblers that love SpaceX. They're going to pile in and dump it. The short positions are going to get more aggressive. The trading is going to become more aggressive, and we're going to be up and down like a yo-yo on SpaceX day. Be bloody careful. I'm going to give you another warning. That's what's going to happen. Vroom, 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 vroom. $20, $1. $20, $1. You wait. The trust is gone. And when the trust is gone, the exit happens fast. That is what you saw happen. Now I want to be fair here, because fairness is how we actually understand what is happening. Not just react to it. Virgin Galactic's management has made an argument for this move. They have. It deserves to be heard. Let's hear it. The company is sitting on approximately $250 million in cash and marketable securities. They can run out of money. We've explained this. The business can go bust, but it's had years and years and years of this. At what point do you go, I am not funding it anymore? Because if you keep diluting me, I can never make any money. The only people that can make money now are new investors. Everybody who joined for the ride gets nothing. You just get nothing. So they're not in an immediate crisis. Like I said, they're not going to go bust today or tomorrow. We believe they can deliver. They didn't need to do this. They just need to sell and promote the business till the stock goes up. And the stock was going up. They had the best catalyst in bloody history that will ever be with SpaceX. And they blew it. They took immediately 200. It could have gone up 2,000%. But they sold because they're weak, spineless. They are not on the verge of bankruptcy today. They're not. They didn't need to do it. What they are doing, according to their own framing, is using this moment to retire expensive debt, reduce future interest costs, and position the business more efficiently as they work toward ramping up the Delta class commercial operations. But they didn't need to do it. In a different environment, in a company with a different history, with its shareholders, that argument might land. People might believe in it. They might accept it. Paying off high interest debt is normally a positive. It is. For any other business, it would be. Cleaning up your balance sheet before a growth phase is normally a smart move. I'm all in favor of it. The investors are all in favor of it. But timing and trust matter enormously. And it's been quite clear to everyone involved, this company care about themselves. They do not care about the shareholder. Hence the story right back to the GameStop and all the nonsense. And this announcement dropped right in the middle of a 200% short squeeze rally where the stock had clearly become overextended. But it could have gone on a lot further. When you announce equity dilution into a vertical move, the profit takers do not wait around to hear the nuance. They sell first and read the press release later. So we had two forces collide. A stock that had run so far, so fast, that it was primed for a reversal, and news that for this particular shareholder base carried enormous emotional and financial history. The result was a 30 to 40% collapse in a single session. Now, I promise you a reveal. I told you at the start of this live event that by the end I would show you the one question every space investor needs to answer. And we are getting there. But first, I want to make sure we are completely clear on what this is all about and what it's not about. The sell-off we had was not because Virgin Galactic Delta ships failed. There was no technical disaster. It was not because flights were cancelled. All operations fell apart. Revenue did not collapse unexpectedly. The business at a fundamental operational level did not have a bad day. And that matters because if you are evaluating SPCE as a long-term position, you need to separate the noise from the signal. The noise was a dilution announcement, crashing on overextending stock. The signal, the real underlying question, is something much harder to answer. And it is a question that has been hanging over this company for years. So here it is. Can Virgin Galactic reach sustained, profitable commercial operations before it needs to raise money from shareholders funded capital? That's it. We believed, we were told over and over again it was able to do that, except they keep going to us for money. They keep taking our money over and over again. The management are weak. The management have wasted money. The management themselves don't believe then that we do have enough money because momentum was there. If the stock was allowed to continue, it would have rallied and rallied and rallied. We would have really got a takeoff. People could have really been in a great position. Now, every retail investor that joined years ago will never get their money back. There's no chance in hell. Anyone who bought in the last 5 years can get their money back now. And they know it. And they know it. So that's the whole game. Think about what that question actually contains. It is not asking whether the technology works. It is not asking whether space tourism is a real market. We know all of that. We believe in all of that. It is asking whether the runway is long enough, whether the cash on hand, roughly $250 million, can last long enough for Delta class operations to generate the kind of revenue that makes the company self-sustaining. Because if the answer is no, then what happened today is not a one-time event. It's a preview. Another dilution will come, then another, And each time the shareholder base gets smaller, the trust gets thinner, and the rallies get harder to sustain. If the answer is yes, then the long-term holders who survive today are sitting on a company that just cleaned up its debt structure and an inflection point before its most commercially promising chapter. Wall Street right now does not know which answer is correct. I think we all do know which is correct. If you actually understand what the company are telling you, they don't believe it either. It's why they won't do interviews with me unscripted on camera. It's why they talk about GameStop. It's why they invite Travis Hoyam, who's sponsored by the Motley Fool. Bloody nonsense that was. It's why they invited a Facebook page operator with like half a dozen Facebook followers. It's why everything is controlled. It's why when I was speaking and had a relationship with a pilot, suddenly he disappeared. Eric Kearney said, he doesn't want to talk to you. No, he doesn't. It's lies. Not true at all. You stopped him from speaking to me. That's what actually happened. So the company don't believe they've got the money. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep doing this. And they're going to keep doing it. And they're going to keep doing it. So we could be down at pennies when they reverse split any day now. Could be 50 cents a share. I don't know. And then they'll do it again. So anybody who buys now or in and has been, how can you ever get your money back? You own so little of it, it will make no difference. That ambiguity is exactly what space trades with this kind of volatility. It is not an accident. It's a reflection of genuine uncertainty about whether the business model closes before the capital runs out. There's no backbone. There's no spine. There's no management. We're having a party in the desert, having a great old time, and everyone is again losing their money. Here is what I want you to take away from today. Virgin Galactic fell 30 to 40% in a single session, one of the biggest single-day drops in its history. The trigger was an announcement to redeem debt using new shares, diluting existing shareholders, somewhere between 2 and 6.5%, depending on how the calculation resolves. The company is not in immediate crisis. Cash on hand is approximately $250 million. Management argues the move improves the long-term position, but investors, particularly those who have been with space through multiple dilution rounds, heard a message they have heard before. And they have responded accordingly. People are angry and they're building up their anger. The stock had also become dangerously overextended after 200% rally in roughly a week, driven by speculative enthusiasm around the broader space sector, short covering and momentum, but it's about to get a lot worse. A lot worse. Folks, we've come to the end of the show. I've now got to go over to Discord for our Discord event. Earlier on today, I did share with you some information, and I told you I would release it, and I forgot to do it. So I'm going to do it now. This is a photograph, an image I took for you. I didn't get a chance to share with you all. So let me go through. At 3 o'clock this morning, let me get this up. I didn't get a chance to do it. At 3 o'clock this morning, I was getting some information from banks. I share it with you in Discord, told you what was going to happen, and literally there it is. I said to you what it was. It was institutions rotating from high risk into defensive ETFs. Coca-Cola being a big part of those ETFs popped. That wasn't guessing. That wasn't gambling. That was information delivered to you at 3:21 in the morning. I was up live giving you that. There was the position. There it went. And there is the giant green candle. Absolutely massive. So I shared that with you on Discord and Electrum. Told you what was going to happen. What happened. It did happen. There it is. I was supposed to share that this morning in the live show. I got sidetracked because I've got to get onto my next event, and there it is. Guys, I'm now going to move over to our Discord event. I'll be right there in 1 minute. I hope you all enjoyed that. It's very tough if you're in Virgin Galactic right now. I feel for you. It's wrong. It's weak. And those that bought years ago you've got no chance of getting any money now, because when it gets devalued again, you're just going to be waiting around for 30 years. You could have done much better with the S&P 500. There will be opportunity to trade it again. We will do it. We will show you the numbers. We'll be right again, and we'll be there to guide you. We're here to help you. For God's sake, understand what's right in front of you and not listen to a dream of what you've been told by people that just don't care about you. I'm here. They're not. I'll always be here. I'll see you live on Discord in just 1 minute, guys. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.